It was 15th Ramzan, 14 centuries ago. A blessed child took birth in the city of Medina, whose father was the commander of faithful, mother was the mistress of the worlds, and grandfather was Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. On birth of this child, Prophet Muhammad announced that this my child is the leader of the youth in all the worlds and will be the reason of peace and justice for the people. He was Imam Hassan Al Mujtaba, peace be upon him and his progeny. Embodiment of beauties of both the worlds, Imam Hassan's personality filled the eyes and dominated the hearts due to the fact that all the prophetic elements gathered in him. The signs of the prophet and glory of the kings appeared on his face. He was handsome, the best of all people. He was like full moon that illuminates the dark night. Eyes cannot behold the glory and majesty of his face. His appearance was awe-inspiring and beyond the imagination of handsomeness. Imam Hassan resembled Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in such a manner that after demise of Prophet, his companions would come to see the beautiful face of Imam Hassan to quench their thirst of love for Prophet. When he used to walk in the streets, people would not cross his path due to feeling of disrespect. A glimpse of his face would provide calmness and peace to the heart. He was epitome of beauty and nobility. He was noble in his character, in his behavior, in his dealings with the people. Everyone loved and respected him, and even his die-hearted enemies were fond of his noble character. He was renowned for his generosity, humbleness, and courtesy. His house was the one stop for the distressed, downtrodden, needy, and hungry. He was always at the forefront in helping the destitute and fulfilling all their needs before their request. He neither hoarded any wealth nor kept any property, rather donated all his belongings and renounced all worldly pleasures for the sake of welfare of the people of society. Once Imam Hassan was riding on his camel. On his way, a beggar who was eating dried bread asked him to join. He gently smiled and demounted from his camel and ate with him and gave all the money which he had. On another occasion, he saw a poor, impoverished servant sitting outside the garden. He went and consoled him with his gentle smile and freed him by paying his master, and also bought that garden for him for his livelihood. Once a traveler from Syria came to Medina to test Imam Hassan's nobility. He went to his house, abused him, disrespected him, accused him of immoral acts. But Imam Hassan listened calmly, smiled and said, "You are a traveler and seem to be tired." He then welcomed him in his house, treated him respectfully, fed him, and gave him many precious gifts. The traveler was left in amazement. Instantly he repented and became his follower. Imam Hassan was the greatest teacher of his time. People from every corner visited him to seek his guidance on their issues. There was no example of his eloquence, and his sermons were full of wisdom. People of every community were adored of his knowledge and insight. Imam Hassan was paragon of peace and justice for people. Though his term of caliphate was short, but his governance had long-lasting impact on society. His reign was hope for orphan, poor, miserable, and all desolate section of society. Throughout his life, he strived against injustice and corrupt practices of society. Welfare of people and society was his foremost priority. After ruling justly, he left the chair of caliphate on which he has the legitimate right for the sake of establishing peace and preventing conflict and bloodshed among people. Although people ill-treated him, betrayed him, plotted against him, attacked him, but Imam Hassan treated them all with his kindness and forgave all, even the person who poisoned him, and ordered not to take revenge of his murder. Till the last breath, Imam Hassan lived only for peace and justice, and inspired the whole world to stand for this cause and not to compromise at any cost. Thus, in today's scenario, it can be said that in order to establish peace and justice in our society, we must follow the teachings and path of great leader Imam Hassan. Peace and blessings be upon him and his progeny.